This is a co-challenge for black. It seems like black's ice space is pretty big, but black's shape has many weaknesses. So intuitively, it seems like this is a good move, right? Because this increases ice space, this exchange. And white can't really allow black to capture these two stones. Because this way, black will be able to live very easily. Even if white cuts here, this way, white must cut here. Otherwise, black will kill all these white stones. And if white plays here, then black will find another real eye very easily. So that's why number 2 must be here. And now the challenge is for black to make a living shape or find a ko. And actually, the answer is black cannot. So first, if black connects here, what white can do in this shape might take a little bit of calculation is right here, this diagonal move on the first line, which we've seen repeatedly in this book, in other playlists. It's a very sharp move for connection. So no matter what black does, white will be able to connect back. If black connects here, white can Atari here on the first line and make this connection. If black connects, white can crawl here on the first line. If black blocks here, white can cut. And because black cannot throw in at number 9, this way, white will be able to capture black this way. If black tries something like this, white can just Atari on the first line and connect. If black plays here, white can cut now. This is a snapback. So if black connects, white can stand down here, and black will still lose this race to capture. So that is why after number 4, black is actually dead, because black cannot prevent these two stones from escaping. What about number 3 here? Now we've seen how white can potentially reduce black's ice space. So number 4 will work. And all white needs to do here is to reduce black's ice space and play something like this. Because there's a cutting point that black eventually needs to connect, right? So this will be a bulky 5 shape. But of course, black is already dead after number 10. So that's why number 3 fails, because white only needs to reduce black's ice space. What about this move? This is probably the trickiest move. If white plays here, it seems like white can just cut and capture these two stones very easily. But black does have one way to make a ko, and that is right here. It's a very bad ko for black, because white captures first. Black doesn't have any local ko threats, and this is an approach ko for black, meaning black has to make one extra move, right? White can literally pass or play elsewhere, and black still cannot win immediately. So this is a very bad ko for black. What's worse is that whites can actually play right here. To prevent these two white stones from connecting, black has to play right here. Otherwise, white will be able to connect, like this or this. And after this move, white can cut. And now black is dead, because if black plays here, white will be able to capture these two stones, no ko. If black plays here, now white can play right here. This is a connect and die for black. So the best black can do is this. And black will only have one real eye left. There is not a real eye here on the corner. So that is why number 3 here also fails. And that tells us that number 1 here actually fails. So we really need to rethink what this problem is all about. So I think that's the necessary process, because this is just so intuitive. You have to figure out exactly what's going on, what happens when black plays any of these 3 moves. And as we know, if black simply connects here, white can connect back with number 2. So this is not okay. So why don't we play something here on the right side and direct this stone to the cut, right? That seems to be the only option left. And that is why actually the first move should be here. This is very important preparation, because what we have in mind is this shape, 1 through 5. If you play number 1 later, then this is not going to happen, right? If you cut here, white is already alive. Or if you stand down now, this is also not going to work for black. So the order here really matters. Black needs to cut here first. White must capture, right, as we've seen. If black has to capture these two stones, black will be able to live. And now we'll just direct white to this cut. And this way, the good thing about this pattern is that no matter how white Ataris, as soon as black stands down, white cannot enter from either side. Right? This is a classic pattern. And if white Ataris from this side, it's the same story. This is symmetrical. So black will at least capture these 2 stones. And what happens now is that, of course, white can Atari this way and start this ko with number 8 and 10. So this is one way white can start this ko. Does black have a local ko threat? The answer is yes, black can play here. And this is the local ko threat. Does white have a local ko threat? The answer is also yes. Right? White can connect here, right? As long as your opponent cannot connect. This is a local ko threat. 15 cannot connect because 16 will kill black. Or in this case, 16 can be here as well. So black must be here, making this second eye, and white will capture. And this ko will have to depend on ko threats elsewhere after 16. Of course, there's a trickier move by white, and that is Atari from this side and connecting here. This is super tricky. So it seems like black will be able to capture white like this. But the problem with 9 and 11 is that white can Atari here, and guess what? We have under the stones. There's a cutting point here at number 14, and white will capture these stones back, and black will die this way. So what should black do in this situation? Right? So this is why you really need to calculate very carefully, because there are all kinds of traps in these problems. So we'll need to go back to a basic technique that we have used throughout this playlist on ko challenges, and that is the throw-in. This way, right, white obviously cannot allow you to capture like this. White must capture, and now we have this ko at number 11. So how should white trigger the ko? White can just play this Atari, and black will capture the ko first. Does white have any local ko threats? No, because this is already Atari. And if white captures back, black does not have any local ko threat either, because there's only one liberty left right here. So seems like black captures first, and both sides will have to find ko threats elsewhere on the board. So this is the correct sequence. Pretty complicated, but it's a fairly fun challenge, especially if the first step, knowing why bending here at h17 doesn't work for black. Hope you enjoyed this challenge, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.